End most of your pain and suffering starting today. Let's get straight to the point. All of the mental pain we experience comes from our thoughts that we cluelessly follow, every minute of every day. Many people don't realize that their thoughts are not always aligned with their best interests. In fact, our own thoughts can be our worst enemy. Thoughts often have their own agendas and can sometimes push you to the edge or over. The secret to success and reducing mental suffering lies in gaining control over these thoughts. If you watch this video till the end, you'll have a totally different perspective on life and know how to begin taking charge of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. The first and most important thing to grasp is that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer. You are separate from your thoughts. Once you truly understand this separation, your journey to awakening begins. Close your eyes for a moment and watch how thoughts appear one after another, like an endless conveyor belt. Now try to stop thinking for 10 seconds. It's not possible. Try not to think of a pink monkey. For only 1 minute. You cannot. These short and simple practices show you that you don't have any control over the thoughts that come to your mind. Your thoughts, like wild horses, run every which way. You can start taming them by taking charge and using your mind power to manage them as described here. If you can't create or halt these thoughts, how could they be you? In truth, you are the observer of your thoughts, not their servant. Work on choosing which thoughts to focus on and empower. Paying attention to everything that crosses your mind and having constant engagement with every thought leads to stress, anxiety, and more unnecessary suffering. Know that you are the observer. When you step back and observe your thoughts without reacting to them instantly, you give yourself the power to decide which thoughts deserve your attention. Negative thoughts, those that bring stress or tempt you into bad habits, can only survive if you feed them with your focus. Without your energy, they'll fade away. Thoughts can come from your senses, conscious and subconscious mind. For example, scent of a perfume can remind you of a relationship, followed by lots of other thoughts if you entertain the very first few ones. Or a song can trigger a train of thoughts, followed by emotions. It's not easy to understand where every thought comes from, but here's a useful model. Envision two parts of your mind, the higher self and the lower self. The higher self pushes you toward your best potential and personal growth. The lower self seeks comfort and immediate gratification, which can lead to long-term harm. These two parts are constantly at odds, using your thoughts to gain control. Like in cartoons where a character has an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. Your thoughts are like soldiers fighting for your attention. Whichever side you give more focus to grows stronger. The nature of the lower self. The lower self is cunning. It lures you into seeking comfort, often at the cost of growth. It doesn't care if you're broke, lonely, or unfulfilled, as long as you're comfortable. The lower self works tirelessly to lead you down paths of least resistance, sending thoughts that tempt you toward quick satisfaction. For instance, the thought of relaxing and watching TV instead of working may seem harmless. But this is the lower self at work, drawing you into comfort rather than productivity. By following these thoughts, you give the lower self more control over your actions and your future. How to overcome the lower self. To defeat the lower self, you must first understand how it operates. It plays on your desire for comfort and pleasure, tempting you with thoughts that promise quick relief or gratification. But real success requires discomfort. Growth happens only when you leave your comfort zone, and the lower self is the enemy of that process. The first step in winning this internal battle is realizing that you are in charge and have the power to choose. The next step is learning to ignore negative and destructive thoughts as soon as they show up. Let them pass like the clouds. No judgments, attachments, or attention. Identifying lower self-thoughts. You can spot lower self-thoughts by asking where they are leading you. If a thought encourages comfort, instant gratification, or an easy way out, it likely comes from the lower self. Even thoughts that seem positive, like congratulating yourself for progress, might be from the lower self, trying to slow you down and relax prematurely. When you identify these thoughts, don't engage with them. Simply withdraw your attention and return your focus to the present moment. Techniques like focusing on your breath can help. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to stop empowering the lower self. Building the muscle of thought control. Gaining control over your thoughts is much like building a muscle. It takes time, patience, and consistent practice. Every time you successfully pull your attention away from a lower self-thought, you strengthen your ability to do so again. Meditation is a valuable tool for this because it trains you to stay present and regain control over where your focus goes. But remember, no one wins this battle every time. Even the most disciplined people slip up occasionally. The goal is to win as many times as you can. Every time you choose not to follow a lower self-thought, you become stronger and better at mastering your mind. Final thoughts. Always remember, you are in control. You have the power to decide whether you follow your higher self or your lower self. Each time you withdraw attention from a negative or distracting thought, you move closer to mastering your mind and your life. Failure is part of the journey, and each misstep brings you one step closer to mastering thought control. As you continue practicing, you'll get better at recognizing thought patterns and steering your life towards success and peace. Master your sufferings by mastering your thoughts. This is the key to a truly fulfilling and purposeful life. Thought mastery is by far the greatest skill a human being can learn. You literally can do everything better. Please support our work by hitting subscribe, like and notification tabs. We love to read your comments. This video was produced and scripted by Shah Naveen. Please visit and share our fast-growing channel. See you on our next video.